welcome everyone to show number 3 of the 24 Global Commute. Over the 24 hours, we will visit every time zone on the planet, and we have some amazing guests lined up. Along the way, we'll be also raising some money for 2 great charities here in the UK, in CF Warriors and the Stroke Association. And Kate Holmes and the team in the US will be raising money for Quad A, the Association of African American Financial Advisors, and Colour of Change for #Black Lives Matter. We will have more about this coming up later on the show, but first we've got Gabby. What do we have coming up on the show, Gabby?
Morning, Tom. On the show we have an interview with Paul Mante of EDC Investments. Paul has written 4 books and speaks all over the world about personal finance. Kieran is joining us with some Global Friday wins, and we have the marketing focus with Phil Bray. But first, we have the news with New Model Advisor, and on the show, it's brought to us by Laura.
Hello, everyone. So you may have just seen big news that's just come in. The FCA has appointed a new chief executive, Nikhil Rathi, who is currently the CEO of the London Stock Exchange. I hope I said that name right. He'll replace Chris Woolard, who has been acting as the interim chief executive since Andrew Bailey stepped down in March. Rathi has been appointed for a 5-year term and is expected to take the role in autumn. According to the FCA, he'll be paid an annual salary of £455,000, so it's all right for some. On a different topic, interesting bit of coronavirus news, I think. The competition watchdog has stepped in and is currently investigating suspected profiteering by UK pharmacies for increasing the price of hand sanitizer during the pandemic, with a median price rise of 367%. In one pretty terrible example, Marks and Spencer's apparently was selling 500 millilitre bottles of hand sanitizer for £11.50, while equivalent bottles were being sold at Boots for £4. And they're also investigating supermarkets for raising the price of basic food items after receiving around 7,000 complaints from consumers. Bringing it back to financial advice. Obviously, over the last few months, I've looked into quite a lot of lead generation businesses, advisor lead generators. But in doing so, I've sort of overlooked some of the biggest names in the advisor directory market, like Unbiased. So last week, I did some analysis on Unbiased with the help of several advisors and Phil Bray, looking at how the quality of its leads has deteriorated over the last year or so. And that's got quite a lot of reaction on Twitter from advisors, raising their own complaints. And a lot of advisors are now advocating for providers to signpost consumers to a more genuinely unbiased directory. So if you haven't already, please take a look, and I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts on that. And one other thing in this area that's worth raising, actually, I've come across a new sophisticated kind of lead generator that I'm going to write a short piece on soon, kind of using a chatbot to talk to consumers. And this comes up as one of the top search results for pension transfer advice. And the chatbot will say things like, now is a great time to transfer your pension transfer values are really high, and then they'll connect you to an advisor. And in one circumstance, I was connected to an advisor that was not authorised by the FCA. So interesting example of these sites getting a bit more sophisticated. And that's that.
Great, thank you so much, Laura. We'll see you on the next show. Tom, what do we have next?
Perfect, good. That was lovely, lovely to hear. I'm clearly in the wrong industry. I'm definitely not earning that sort of amount, or I'll put it that way anyway. Up next, we have our Global Friday wins with Hiran. Hopefully something exciting to look forward to. What have we got today, Hiran?
Hi, Tom. Hi, Gabby. Thank you very much. Well, I suppose I'll start off with a bounce back story you can really see through. A cleaner in Great Yarmouth area has washed windows of more than 700 properties for nothing in a bid to help local firms bounce back after lockdown. Scott, who runs a window cleaning firm, did not accept a penny for the work he's done. Instead, he chose to post a note through the letterboxes, which actually reads, "In order to support my commercial customers and other local businesses during the current climate, I've cleaned your windows and or signage today so as to keep you established and in tip-top condition so you can bounce back quickly when this is all over." In fact, he's actually sort of runs a small team and pays them all out of his own pocket, and currently this work carried out has cost him some in the region of about £8,000. Goes to show you there are good people out there who are helping the cause. Secondly, I'm sure a lot of you were sort of excited about the Premier League starting this weekend. or over the last week or so, just to sort of bring in a football club using social media to find missing children. Top Italian football club AS Roma is using its extensive social media following to highlight the plight of missing children. Clubs in Italy competes for originality, should I say, when announcing new player signings. And the three-time Italian champions had previously enjoyed a reputation for quirky humour. New signings are now presented alongside the face of a missing child, with information, a phone number, and a video clip. And in good news, since June last year, 6 children featured have been found in Great Britain, Belgium, and Kenya. So I do believe there's some great news with the football going down there as well. Back to you, Tom and Gabby.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Hiran. What a lovely story. I mean, it's just lovely to hear that things like that are going on out there in the world, and something to look forward to as well. We're going to move on towards marketing focus, which is today brought to you by Phil Bray. Phil, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Tom. I'm good, thanks. I'm good. You?
Yes, not too bad. Thank you. It's a Monday, my favourite day of the week, as it should be for everyone. So I managed to slip us in once today. I thought I'd say it at some point. What have you got for us today, Phil?
Right. So what I want to talk about today is why it's important that both firms and individuals are both visible and impressive online if they're looking to generate new client inquiries. And we're running a series of interviews on our website, if you don't mind the quick plug, Tom, with the clients of financial planners to help understand that journey from them becoming aware of a planner to taking action. And it's actually not just becoming aware of a planner, it's becoming aware of the need for advice or planning. It's that trigger that they have. And let's say we want to understand at a more granular level the journey, the individual steps the consumer takes between awareness and taking action. And in every case that we've interviewed so far, and I've just been picking up the phone to clients of planners, in every case so far, Google has played a massive role. And this was always something we suspected, but we're now hearing it firsthand from consumers. And that's because that awareness stage, maybe they've been referred to the planner, they've driven past the planner's office, they've seen them on Unbiased, as happened with the interview that we put live on our website this morning. Then before getting in touch, even if it's a strong recommendation, a strong referral, the consumer will still Google the planner or the planner's business name. And what they see will affect their next step. So the more visible and impressive a firm is when the consumer runs what I would call a brand search. So a brand search being one for an individual or a business's name. And as I say, that affects their next steps. And if, let's say, the consumer's been referred to a couple of planners, then those Google search results and where it takes them off in the internet will dictate whether they get in touch with both planners, with one of them, or with none of them. And let's say what I want to talk about is how you can be visible and how you can be impressive. So the first thing, can I share my screen, Tom, if that's okay?
Yes, of course you may.
So the first thing I just want to show is examples of being impressive. So this is a firm we work with called Henwood Court. Now, when you Google Henwood Court, they're easy to find. Can everyone see the screen? Can you see it, Tom? Okay.
Yeah, not a problem at all. We can see it all.
Fantastic. So when you Google Henwood Court, the search results are all about Henwood Court. There's links to Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. We've got the website at the top with the site links. But obviously on the right-hand side, really importantly on the right-hand side, we've got the Google My Business listing, which helps dominate that page. And that's what we should be looking for. Firms should be easy to find for a brand search. So in this case Henwood Court, dominating that first page, website top left with site links. Then over on the right-hand side, the Google My Business listing. Another example for a firm we work with here called Fingerprint Financial Planning. Again, this is all about Fingerprint and with the Google My Business listing there. So what I want people to do after this call, or tomorrow after the 24-hour global commute is finished, is to spend a bit of time doing a private browsing window, but running brand searches for your business and for your name. Running searches, put yourself in the shoes of consumers. Run searches that consumers might run themselves, and have a look at what's on that first page. And do you dominate that first page? That's first job, about being visible. If you're not visible, there's certain things that you can do around your brand, and maybe Google AdWords and that sort of stuff. But so the first thing is to be visible. The second thing is, well, how do you impress? Now, this page here, this Google search results page, is often the first point where a consumer meets their potential planner. It's the first interaction they have. So we can see here, Henwood Cord have got 43 Google reviews. Fingerprint have got 77 Google reviews. And I can show you other examples as well of where there are significant numbers of Google reviews. But it's really impressive. And a couple of the clients we've spoken to on these interviews, I'll stop the share now. A couple of clients that we've spoken to on these interviews have highlighted the fact that the Google reviews were useful contributing factors to convincing them that they potentially got the right planner. So other ways you can be impressive online: vouched for reviews, Google reviews, as I've said. We use both of those to collect online ratings and reviews, and it's our preferred platforms, Google and vouched for. And then clearly, majority of consumers are going to then head to your website. They may go in some strange directions as well. We interviewed one client who works with Darren Cook at Red Circle Financial Planning. I think a lot of people in the UK will know Darren. And that prospective client went and looked at Darren's company's house listing. How many times do we think that, have we ever thought that clients will go and look for us on company's house? And then I had another planner come back to me who said actually one of his clients did it and was confused why he wasn't there. This guy was trading as a partnership, which explains why he wasn't there. So we need to walk in the shoes of our clients. Google yourself, check how visible you are, then follow the individual links. Be as impressive as you can through Google reviews and vouched for reviews, and then make sure your website talks significantly about two groups of people: your team and your clients, the people who benefit from financial planning. And for us there, it's case studies, it's client videos. For us, the traditional testimonial is dead. If the only thing you've got on your website in terms of social proof is a traditional testimonials page, then it's probably worth a look at because almost nobody visits it. But as I say, key takeaway from this: get Googling, check you're visible, and then check how impressive you are, because potential clients are doing exactly that.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Phil. It was very exciting, and obviously big takeaway: go and Google yourself. I shall go away and Google it with great fear of what might come up, I think. Over to you, Gabby, and your very exciting interview.
Wonderful, thank you. Next we have an interview with Paul Mante of EDC Investments. Paul has written 4 books and speaks all over the world about personal finance. Hello, Paul. Could you please tell us a little about the financial planning market in Ghana and how you became a financial planner?
Many thanks. Good morning to you. So financial planning is new in Ghana. It's not that huge in Ghana at the moment. We do not have an institute or a board that certifies financial planners. What we do have in place, so unlike the US and other places, what we do have is the Securities and Exchange Commission that certifies investment advisors, investment representatives, fund managers, among others. So I have a license from the Securities and Exchange Commission, but what I am doing is beyond the certification. I'm doing more financial planning. The second part of your question was, how did I become a financial planner? It all started in 2002 when I had to run a financial literacy program under the UNDP, a promoting private sector development program. And I was doing financial literacy in secondary schools, in 10 secondary schools across the country. And then I realized that there was a huge gap when it comes to financial literacy. And the tricky part is that financial illiteracy plagues not only the educated, but not only the uneducated, but even the educated. So you would find people with a master's degree, with a PhD, who did not have an idea what basic financial planning is, what the stock market is about, and all that. Beyond that, through my many speaking engagements and my own career, I also saw a huge gap between investment and financial planning. I saw a lot of people investing without a plan. So you have a lot of people focusing on investment, but there is no end in sight. Various areas like retirement planning, children's education planning, insurance, estate planning, among other things, were not factored into the investment plan. And seeing this gap through some self-tuition, some training I got, and with the support of the EcoBank group, the group I work for, and then NetBank, thanks to Rufaro, who is a financial planner in South Africa, I managed to build capacity. And with time, I see a lot of people coming on board, not just investing, but coming with a plan or helping them draw a plan. So now they are investing, and the investment is just a means to an end rather than an end in itself.
Awesome, thank you. It's always really interesting to see different people's journeys. You speak about the need for people to be deliberate about their financial independence and to take a decision to be wealthy rather than poor. Please explain and tell us a little bit more about this philosophy.
The poverty and riches are both based on decisions. How is the decision taken? If you don't decide that you want to become financially independent, financial challenges is likely to be the default. The average income earner who is deliberate about financial planning, the average income earner who is deliberate about becoming financially independent can make a fortune in their lifetime. I keep on saying that you don't need super income to become financially independent. What you need is steady income with a financial plan. If you have a steady income with a financial plan, you are likely to become financially independent. One man said, Jim Rohn said, and I take a quotation from him, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it will soon be back in the same pocket it was before. If you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it will soon be back in the same pocket it was before. And one of my favorite authors, Robert Kiyosaki, says money is one form of power, but what is even more powerful is financial education. Money comes and money goes, but if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over money and you can begin building wealth. So the whole philosophy is the ordinary person who understands the basic things we are teaching can make a fortune in their lifetime.
Wow, awesome. Thank you. Last year you did over 250 speaking engagements. How important is it to talk about financial planning publicly, and what impact do you think this has?
Well, the impact has been massive. So you see, the law of first creation says everything is created twice. First mentally and second physically. Without the first creation, you cannot have the second creation. The focus of the speaking engagement is to help people with the first creation in the mind, for people to start believing that it is possible. And when they can create it in their mind, it becomes easy to work on the second part. When it comes to impact, the impact has been massive. I've been working with an investment company, managing an investment company over the years. And when you look at the results in terms of the number of people who are signing up, over the last 2 years or so, we've seen unprecedented numbers. Ghana is not a big country, it's a small country, but we have about 11,000 investors signing on to our products in the year 2018. And over 11,000 in 2019 is massive. And you can see the impact. In fact, I've seen situations where we go have one speaking engagement in one program. And after that, you have 50 individuals, 100 individuals immediately picking application forms. So the impact has been massive. Look, we are touching lives through what we are doing. and we are putting smiles on the faces of people. Nothing gives me more sleep than when an elderly man calls you by his sick bed and says, I want to thank you before I die. God has used you and you have helped me plan my finances. I want to hand my children over to you. Take care of my children. Help them plan their finances. It's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling.
Oh, wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Paul. You're so insightful. You teach at university in Ghana, and you've written 4 books. Firstly, where do you find the time to do all this? And then please tell us why you think it's so important to give back to your community.
I think that it's planning. When you are driven by passion, you make time to do the things that are important to you. You cannot have time to do everything, but you can have time to do the important things or the things that matter to you. So I think that it's a matter of planning. So I plan myself. There are times I am up till midnight. There are times I'm up to 3 a.m. Working on books, working on the things I do on the side, and working in the office. And the good news is, apart from all this, in the office, I am far ahead of my numbers in terms of my budget. So it's about balancing and it's about planning.
Yes, definitely. And could you please tell us why is it important to give back to your community?
Well, life is all about giving back. Life is all about giving back. Life is about making the lives of other people better. And that is my personal belief. And in my financial planning teachings, when I teach people, and you can plan for anything that is important to you, but there are 5 areas of planning that I talk about: retirement planning, housing planning, children's education planning. I also talk about planning for high life, meaning when you make money, spend some on your good self, take a good vacation, enjoy part of your money. And the last but not the least, I also teach on giving back to society. The reason why people need to be deliberate about planning to give back to society, planning to make the lives of others better. And I am practicing that, and it's something I am teaching a lot of people. And 250 speaking engagements in a year is crazy. There are weeks I've done 9-10 speaking engagements within a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes I'm doing 2-3 speaking engagement on a Saturday, 2-3 speaking engagement on Sunday. And don't forget, as I am doing this, I'm sacrificing the time for my family, the time for my spouse and children, among other things. But it's about giving back to society. This life is not just about you and driving a good car and living in a big house. It's also about touching life. So giving back to society is very important.
Definitely, thank you. Turning back to financial planning, what are your hopes for the development of financial planning in Ghana?
Well, my biggest hope is that a lot more people will come on board to help with what I am doing. My hope is that in the very near future we would have a certification body that will bring some more technical support in terms of training. So we can have financial planners who are well trained to provide financial service planning services. We can have planners who understand the ethics around financial planning, and you have a body that is ensuring that the planners adhere to these ethics. So my biggest hope is that very soon we can have a certification body and we can do it properly.
Great stuff. And finally, if you could be known for one thing in your career, what would it be?
That is an interesting question. I would want to be known as the personal finance troubleshooter. Paul is supposed to be the guy. If you have problems with your finances and you come and sit in front of me, we can be able to drill down and we can solve your whatever financial challenges you have. We want to put the smiles on the faces of a number of people. We want to change lives. For what we are doing, if we continue doing it, I believe that we're going to light up Ghana and we're going to light up the rest of Africa through financial planning.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Paul. It's now time to check in with our challenge heroes. And right now we have Paul Mousley on his epic running and tyre flipping challenge. Gretchen has been working through her extreme crafting challenge. And our Minecrafters have started to build a virtual conference venue. So let's see how everyone is doing. James, how's the tyre flipping challenge going?
Yeah, not too bad. I look a bit worse for wear. Had a bit of an outfit change to try and be as sparkly as Gretchen, but going well. Keeping going.
Wonderful,
Almost 2 hours.
thank you. And Gretchen, how's the crafting looking?
Sorry, I should have unmuted myself already, shouldn't I? Good, yes. So I'm kind of doing updates on Twitter to show the final things because I feel like it's a bit busy for everyone. But my last one was to make a light pole, wasn't it, from clay? So here's my spotty light pole.
Ooh.
It'll be varnished, it'll be finished a little bit more eventually. But yeah, that's looking good. And so my next challenge is kind of like probably seeing me like sewing away these flowers. So the plan is, oh, this thing's full of stuff now. You probably can't see it. I will show it outside. So it's hanging on like invisible thread, hence why I've got my glasses on. And the idea is this will be just something that could go outside, like decorate. Oh, I could go inside, but I'm thinking it might be quite nice to hang on the wall outside to decorate the garden a little bit when you have parties socially distancing, because we're never going out again, having everyone at our houses, aren't we? So yes, a little thing to hang in the garden, so I'll take a picture for Twitter.
Garrett, did you need me?
Amazing, thank you. Looking very artsy over there. And then we have our Minecrafters. How's the virtual conference venue looking?
Hello, hi. Sorry, just had to go and check on something there. Yes, so we're doing all right so far. I've got a cat. There you go, pet cat. That's a high priority item. You may think, what's he doing, wasting his time finding a cat? Well, here's the answer. The cats protect you from the exploding bad guys. So we have a cat following us around, no exploding bad guys. Venue's a little bit happier. After some early technical issues, Clem and Milo have both made it onto the server. So they're helping out too. Oh, just hello, zombie. Hi. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. There we go. Slight issue. Just got to kill some zombies. Yeah. So the venue is getting started. We now currently have a sign that says "To the venue."
Wow.
Getting there.
Fantastic. Wow. Love the cat. I'm not sure about the zombies, but maybe we can work with them.
I think so.
So thank you very much, challengers. We are really grateful for the support people have shown so far, but we're looking to raise as much as we can for the Stroke Association and the CF Warriors. So if you can, please click on the link that we put in the chat to donate. And then back to you, Tom. What do we have next on the show? On the next show?
Our next show is in just over half an hour, so it's 11:30 UK time, and we're heading to Brazil, somewhere I've always wanted to go, actually, to chat with financial planner Leticia Camargo. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Chris Budd is back with another financial wellbeing tip, and we'll be joined by Amir Rocha Lima with a focus on podcasting. That's all from us, I think, for this show.
Yeah, Tom and I will be back over the next 24 hours, so we will see you later.
Have a lovely rest of the commute and carry on with the challenges, everyone. Take care. See you later.
Bye.